Today on Side Scrolling Superheroes, I'm taking a look at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Konami for the Game Boy Advance, and this is thanks to my buddy Kane Grad, who once again loaned me his copy of this game so that I could check it out for Side Scrolling Superheroes. Thank you, Kane. This is a very cool Konami-developed Turtles game. Now, Konami's had tons of experience with the Turtles. There are lots of various Turtles games across a multitude of platforms. I wouldn't say right out of the gate that this is my favorite of the Turtles titles. I think that distinction still falls on Turtles in Time for the Super Nintendo, but this is a well-made game, and one of the cool things about this is that Konami decided to give players a chance to try out every single one of the Turtles. You can basically have a path for Donatello, Leonardo, Michelangelo, or Raphael. Konami has given each of these different characters a different assortment of enemies to face, different obstacles to get past, and also some pretty cool individual mini-games. Raphael will actually get into a motorcycle race against Casey Jones. You're going to see Michelangelo on a skateboard, kind of Mode 7 scaling style, whipping into a sewer tunnel and even doing loop-de-loops, which is pretty rad. Leonardo jumps onto a sewer slider, and then we've got Donatello in the air in a hang glider, blasting away at bad guys, kind of like old-school shoot-'em-up style. It's really fun. There are great little diversions, and I like this idea that you're learning not only different sort of mini-games and different paths, but of course the weapons are all different for each of the Turtles, and they also have different mobility as well, different accentuating features and traits, so it feels fresh every time that you go out as one of these individual Turtles, and they also bring them all together and do a good job at kind of conveying the story with some well-crafted cut sequences, tying back not only to the 2003 era cartoon of which this game is based on, but also the old Laird and Eastman comics dating back to Baxter Stockman creating the little mini robots in the first issues of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I thought that was great. Now, clearly, this is a long-running franchise that sort of hyper-contextualizes everything and hyperlinks to every element across the board, but I think that this game actually captures a little bit of that quite well. It's kind of right in the middle, of what we understand the Turtles to be across time, which is pretty rad. It's a single-player experience, and you're basically getting bite-sized morsels with each of these different characters. The one thing that I would say about this game is that it's incredibly tough. It's not that long, but the length has been artificially inflated because you're going to be retrying levels over and over again, particularly if you start on the normal mode, and you recognize that normal mode is very difficult, and why that is that even though you can continue, you're going to continue with just a tiny little sliver of the health. Basically wherever you entered into a sequence where there's a save point created within the game, whatever your health is at that level before you died is how you're going to start again. So you're going to be in situations like I was where you're fighting against giant mutated monsters and you've got a tiny sliver of health and you're dying again and again and again. So I had to switch it to baby mode if I wanted to check everything out, and I did. So, and even that, there are sequences where you're dying and starting again with just a tiny bit of health and sort of getting past that. But I was able to check out everything. I wanted to see what was in the breadth of the game. Trust me, I played normal mode for quite a while, but it was freaking challenging. So I wanted to see the rest of the game, and it's very cool. And of course, once you beat the easy mode, the developers at Konami say, you should try the normal mode now. There's quite a bit of challenge, there's quite a bit of content in here, there's lots of varieties in the enemy types, and there's, cool sequences. Of course, you're in the sewers, but you're on city streets and rooftops. The art is actually really well done, some really great sprite work. Cool animations, and the fact that you get to try out all of the Turtles. I mean, you have to try out all of the Turtles, which is great, because sometimes when you play, multiplayer Turtles games or some of the other single-player stuff, you get sort of stuck with your favorite Turtle. I like that this game kind of says, no, we want you to try it all. I dug this game. It's not my favorite, but Konami definitely knows what they're doing with the Turtles franchise. I think that this is a great pickup for any fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm going to give Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the Game Boy Advance an 8 out of 10.